I love doing school visits. And partially because I write these books totally alone, and I really don't know how they're going to fly until I have a response from a kid. And certainly, I think with the sounding and the currents, the school visits have changed the nature of some of the books. I see what works with kids and what doesn't, and you write for this genre, you're going to have a certain amount of gross out scenes. You can never lose with snot, right? It's just there, and snot kind of is socially acceptable. There are other bodily fluids that we steer away from, but you can, and it works. I mean, the kids laugh, and and I've also been surprised. Dead End Job has done really, really well, and I wouldn't have realized that I wouldn't have realized why it worked without the school visits. And when I started writing these books, writing books in general, I'm a mother of quite young children, and I really avoided any sort of whiff of romance at all, thinking that wouldn't be appropriate, or it wouldn't be appropriate for my kids would be like, oh, Mom, yeah. And then reading Dead End Job, in the first chapter, the fellow who turns out to be the stalker comes in, but when you're reading it, it's not clear if this is a flirtation or what have you. Well, the kids are just riveted at that stage. It's probably especially junior high and up, that's the book that I can, even the most disengaged class, I can pull that one out and get them, interested. And I realized, well, of course, what are kids thinking about? Of course you have to have that in them. So that, certainly I have more. I would say now every book that I write, there's some aspect of that. That said, I don't go in for that, I'm never going to write a sex scene. I'm never going to, you'll be happy to know. It's never going to happen. So.